You know what it is. Game God Goldie, the one and only. Another segment of Don't Hate the Player, Learn the Game. You know what I'm saying? I usually do these lives at the house or just on my phone, but you know, I'm crossing that 200K on Instagram, so I didn't think nothing of it, but you know, she said it's something, so you know, I said let me do something different. So I'm gonna come in here. Usually I keep it light when it's on live. I only give the real game for my mentees and the people who pay for my weekly game calls, but today I'm gonna really give it to you on live as much as I can without overstepping, you know, the boundaries of Instagram. So we got a little bit of time, so we gonna get into it. Before I start though, it was something that I was thinking about. I was talking to one of my homies yesterday, and I was just talking about, man, you got to put some showmanship in your game. You can do something, I can do something, but the way I do it, I'm gonna put showmanship into it, which is gonna make it have so much more effect on the woman, on the man, on this and that. You see this? I came to this studio with a red Versace robe. It's called showmanship. You get what I'm saying? Put some showmanship in your game. Don't just take that woman out to eat. Put some showmanship in it, right? So without telling exactly what was going on, let's just say you taking a woman somewhere. Okay, y'all was gonna go anyway. To put some showmanship in your game is you call ahead. You get somebody's name there, and then when you go in there, you act like a boss, and you say, hey, my guy, you shake his hand, you act like you own the place because you just took a couple extra steps. That's putting showmanship in your game. You could have went to the same restaurant, just made a reservation and walked in like you was regular. But instead, you pre-thought it. You put some showmanship in your game. You called ahead. And then when you saw the dude that you don't even know, you act like y'all best friends, and he's going to reciprocate the energy. And what does that look like on the outside from the broad's lens, right? That's showmanship. You understand me? So I'll give some more examples if y'all want some more examples of that. But all right, let's get into it. What's the questions for today?
All right, the first one, why do women want what they aren't ready for?
If you can give me an example.
Maybe a woman saying, okay, I want $1 billion man. Like these women out here looking for this top high level man.
Well, you know, I would say it's not just women. Everybody want what they not ready for. If it's like this, if you wanted that, you'd already have it. The reason you don't have it is because you ain't ready for it. You're not even in a position for it. You don't even know what that entails. And if you did, you'd already have it. Men do that too. You want this house, you want this car, you want this. You want it, but you ain't ready for it. You want it, but you don't deserve it. You didn't even put your work in to get it. And that same broad talking about she want this man, that man, she don't even know what it takes to get it. That's why she don't have it. We all want things we don't have. And unless you're willing to put the work in to even understand what it's worth, you're not going to get it.
All right, someone said, do men really have negative intentions for women? Like they want a successful woman to steal their light and build themselves up?
Yeah, I mean, that's not just men, no, that's everybody. Man, we all know people in relationships. The woman is jealous of the man is jealous of the woman. You know, you never want that person to be, you don't want that person to be bigger than you, you know, so it ain't just man and a woman. Yeah, some men like that, yeah, and there's some women like that. They don't want their man to shine too much. They don't want that man to flip the new double R. She don't want her man to get some new jewelry. She don't want her man to be in shape. That's why she always trying to make him eat bad and not encourage him to go to the gym. So that's just a human nature thing. We want people to stay where we're at unless we're elevating too. You know, your friends, your family. That's why when you're trying to elevate, you always have people saying things and discouraging your dreams, because in human nature, they feel that once you start growing and once you start elevating, you're going to leave them, you know, behind. And not only that, your success reminds them every day of what they're not doing. You know, so I think it's just a human nature thing. Pick better. You know what I'm saying? If you got somebody like that around you, then drop them then. See, I don't be...
But somebody said if you just meet a girl and her birthday is in 3 days and she asks you for something, what do?
I mean, I'm not going to get her anything. That's not even a question. Like, it's not even a question. It wouldn't even cross my mind to get her something, right? I mean, the fact that she would even ask me shows what type of character she got. But, okay, I'm not mad at it because most dudes are suckers and they go for that. So guess what? She's trying to see if you a sucker. She's trying to see if you're like every other man that she's met. A sucker, a trick, a dude who's just going to do whatever. And I'm going to show up to show her I'm not. And then from there, she's going to do what she do. Is she still going to deal with me? If she do, then okay. She knows what I am and what I'm not, and she knows how to deal with me. You know, and if she don't deal with me, then, you know, good riddance, because she was only trying to use me anyway. Don't be mad when a woman give you a test. I don't never get mad at a woman telling me what her terms are. I don't like when a woman get mad at me telling my terms. You could have whatever terms you want. You know, she could want a man that pays for this, pays for that, does this, lets her walk on his back, all that, you know, across puddles. That's your preference. And if you could find a man to do that, baby, I ain't mad at you. It ain't gonna be me though. But good, state your preference, state your terms, because I'm gonna state mine. And then we can know real quick if this gonna work or not.
What's your strategy from bouncing back from any losses?
You know, first you gotta learn from it. You took a loss for a reason. You know, so if you can learn from it, it's a quote that I always quote, and I've been living off this since I first read the book, Think and Grow Rich. It's there's the seed of an equal or greater positive in every negative situation, and I truly believe that. And because I believe that, for whatever reason, when I first read Think and Grow Rich, I just took it at face value. And because I took it at face value, I've lived my life like that. So every time I've took a loss, I've really tried to find the positive, and I swear to God, I always have. Whether somebody robbed me, whether somebody did something, whether a woman, you know, ran off, whether, I don't care what it was. Because I've truly believed in that statement, I've really looked for the positive, and I've always found. So now when bad things happen, to me, I get excited. And the worse it is, I know the better it is. But you have to have the patience. You know, you have to have the emotional regularity, you know, to really look for it. But I promise you, in every negative situation, there's something you can learn that'll be better for you the next time. You know, like a person who got up on me, and a friend of mine who took some money from me, it was the best thing that ever happened in my life. But had I been sitting sulking about that and how wrong he did me for everything I did for him, I wouldn't have been able to see it. But since that happened, man, right after that, the biggest blessing and the biggest amount of windfall I ever had in my life happened. Why? Because I took the patience, and it was the best thing that ever happened. And I learned so much from it. Even now, if that would have never happened, who knows what would have happened right now. So, you know, but what you do in those situations, man, when you fall off, man, you just got to get back to the basics. Man, I done went broke so many times. It's nothing to me. I wouldn't even trip. I know what to do. You know why you went broke? You wasn't focused. You know, you wasn't focused. And every time I go broke, I get focused, and I'm back on top in 3 months, 6 months, a year. Why? Because I cut out all the bullshit, and I go back to the basics. I structure my day. I cut out all the bullshit. I cut out all the vices. I cut out all the women who ain't bringing nothing to the table, and I get focused on what I'm supposed to do. I time block my day, and doing that, it's very quickly I elevate, you know? So when you down, I mean, I don't even call it being down. As long as you got breath in your lungs and you fully functional and you healthy, come on, man, can't nothing stop you.
What two qualities make a man irresistible to almost every woman?
See, this is a great question. You know why this is a great question? Because it just shows the fallacy in men in society. All of these blanket rules that people talk about, men this, women this, to get women do this, to get men do this. It's never like that. Everybody is different. Everybody likes something different. It's people who like dysfunction. It's people who like people with tattoos on their face. There is nothing universal that every woman likes. It's just not what it is. Don't be worried, because listen, the moment I tell you, okay, this is what every woman likes, now you're doing something that's not even you. I'm not going to do something that's not me to get a broad, because now I got her on false pretenses. Now I got to keep up this charade, which I can't because it's not me. So when she finally figures out it's not me, that's when she don't really like me no more. That's when the attitude comes in. Why? Because you was a fraud. You was faking the funk. And guess what? Now she resents you, but she has a connection. She's attached to you. So now she's in a household with somebody she don't really like. She treats you like, talks to you like. Why? Because you're not the man you showed her that you was. Don't try to be what every woman likes. Look in the mirror and say, what do I admire as a man? When I look and I walk down the street, when I'm in the gym, what type of physique do I admire in another man? What type of behavior do I admire in a man? What things do I admire? And then become that. And then when you're that, you'll be able to attract whatever woman likes that. But at least you like yourself. I'm not about to change. Man, I know exactly what women like. You know how all women are programmed by the same bullshit ass movies, whatever's in society. Women are the most easily controlled and manipulated in society, right? So I ain't even gonna go into that, but let's just say it would be so easy to manipulate any woman, because it's so easy to be what y'all like. You understand me? But I'm not gonna do that. Why? Because why would I do that? Why would I want to be me to the fullest, that I'm only gonna attract a woman who likes me. I know dudes who's macking and they doing it, and it's a job. Every single day you have to be this person and do these things and open these doors and do this and do that and put this smile on your face and be charismatic all the time. I don't want to do that. I want to be me and do whatever I want and act however I want. And guess what? Doing that, I only attract a woman who likes me for me. And it's an easy life, because all I got to do is be me. I ain't got to be perfect. I ain't got to be charming. I ain't got to be charismatic. All I got to do is be me. And that's what you should be trying to do. That's my answer to that.
Why do you think majority women Always lie.
Why do I think the majority of women always lie? Well, everybody lies, that's human nature, but women more so, because women have been so repressed, they can't be themselves. These expectations in society of a woman that she has to act a certain way, she has to be a certain way, she can't really express herself sexually without being called a. She can't be herself in society. So because she can't be herself in society, she gonna lie. Not only that, dudes are really easy to lie to. So, they lie so much because it's easy to get away with. That's all I can say on that. And you haven't made it comfortable for her to tell you the truth, right? So if I'm with a woman, she ain't really my woman. She got a boyfriend or something, or, around me, I'm not making no judgment. She tell me she got 100 bodies. I'm not making no judgment. She take off her wig around me. I'm not having no judgment, right? Because I understand her true essence. I understand the show she has to put on for society. So I'm not going to judge her for it. So around me, she can let her hair down and be her true self. So she can tell me about all of the things that most men is going to judge her for. Would you tell your mom something if every time you knew you told her, she snapped on you and whooped you about it? No, you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to move away from that negative stimuli. It's too much negative stimuli that she gets from you by telling the truth from society. You've never let her know, hey, you can be real. If you tell somebody to be real with you and then you snap on them about it or judge them about it, why they going to be real with you again, right? If you can just accept your woman for who she is, which most of you dudes could never, because it would blow your mind to know who your woman really is. But anyway, you haven't made it comfortable for her to be herself. And if you can't make it comfortable for her to be herself without judging her on the things that she's doing, she's never going to keep it real with you. That's why women live completely like double lives almost. You know what I'm saying? I've had plenty of dudes, girlfriends, leave them and be with me just because they was more comfortable. And that's really a cheat code. I'm going to give you some game. If you could be the man that she don't have to put on a fake in front of and put on a front in front of, that she could really be herself. She could really take her makeup off. She could really take that wig off. She could really talk to you for real without you judging her about her past and things like that. Man, you'll have a woman for life. She'll love you for life because she'll know you're the only man that she can do that with. And she would rather be with a man like that. Everybody wants somebody they could be comfortable around. What's the best relationship you've ever had? Somebody that you're comfortable. That's why a lot of people stay in relationships that they don't want to, for a long period of time. You be like, oh, I can't find nobody else. It's because deep down inside, you're a weirdo. But the woman that you've been with her so long, you've been with your baby mama so long, she knows all your weirdo ways. And you think another woman ain't going to accept you. So just flip the script and understand, if you could let that woman let her hair down and really be herself with no judgment, there's no dude that could have competition toward you. She will never leave you for nobody else because she knows I'm really a weirdo, because everybody a little weird. I'm really a weirdo and he accepts all my weird ways. So you always judging the broad and saying this about the broad. She gonna lie to you. She can't be herself around you. Now you don't even know who you with.
Right. Someone said, how can a woman contribute to a man that already has everything?
Man, don't nobody have everything. You're not thinking big enough. See, the things that, you're surface level in your thinking. It's like, no, I don't care if a woman had $1 billion. I know it's things I can bring to the table that she doesn't have. Why? Because I understand value in life is more than just monetary things. And we all know that innately. Like, come on. I don't care who it is. We all know, yes, money has great value, but it's not everything. Otherwise, everybody who have money would be the happiest people in the world. And we know that's not the truth. So you just have to bring value in ways that you see he's deficient. It's that simple.
What do you think about the situation? A boyfriend makes his girlfriend pay $250 whenever he feels highly disrespected by her.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's value, right? You do something wrong. Hey, you lucky he accepting some sort of value for you to get back. Because what do most people do? You mess up. If a dude mess up, what do he have to do? Maybe buy you flowers, maybe say sorry, maybe take you on a date, right? That's what he do. So, value is value to everybody. So if he say, hey, I need $250, you should be lucky that he's accepting the $250 and accepting you, because sometimes you might do something so foul, he might be like, I don't care what money you bring to the table. I ain't dealing with you no more because you too out of pocket. And I would say something to him, man. One, I think that's too cheap, number one. And number two, man, you're teaching her that you can be bought, right? It got to get to a point where it's like, I don't care how much money you bring to the table. You was out of pocket and you knew you was out of pocket, but you did it anyway because you feel like you can buy me. Bitch, you can't buy me. You get out of pocket again, you can't fuck with me. I don't care if you come with 10,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's a dangerous game. unless it's a super high amount. And even if it's a super high amount, unless she coming in with 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 every time she out of pocket, you know, you just letting her know you can be bought. And so now if she want to disrespect you, okay, bet, I'm gonna spit in this nigga face. All I gotta do is pay 200, right? And it's gonna get to that, trust me, because it don't get better, it get worse.
What's the best way to get away from a very disrespectful woman? Like it just started when I got down.
I mean, listen, I had a conversation with one of my guys the other day. I don't understand the question. If I'm somewhere and every time I go there, I get slapped in my face, I don't have to ask somebody, hey, what should I do? I just don't go there anymore. If I'm going somewhere getting disrespected, I'm just gonna stop going there. So it amazes me that you have these questions, that you have to be told to remove yourself from a situation where you're being disrespected. You don't gotta ask me that. I shouldn't have to ask you that. I respect myself so much, I'm not gonna keep putting myself in a place where I'm abused. If the broad is disrespecting you and you don't like it, then leave the situation as quick as possible.
What's the best way to attract a high value man as a woman looking for a lifetime business partner?
Be a high value woman, because a high value man gonna respect it. A high value woman is hard to come by. A high value man is hard to come by. But I'm not saying it's hard to come by, but not hard to find. When you really are that, guess what? You recognize the value in that. Everybody don't even recognize a high value woman as a high value woman. Every woman don't recognize a high value man as a high value man. As a woman who's on her business, who's handling business, who's an entrepreneur, who's, you know, whatever she's doing, she's a hustler. Every man don't even appreciate that. You're not high value to every single man, right? But to a man who's doing the same things in his arena, he can appreciate what you're doing because he's doing it himself. It takes somebody to know what you're going through to be able to appreciate you. So, I mean, if you're not finding a high value man, you're probably not as high value as you think, you know, and then, or you're just not putting yourself in enough places where those type of men are. If you show me what you catch, I'll show you where you fished. Not only will I show you where you fished, I'll show you what bait you used. Right? So if you want better fish, go to better waters. You're not going to find a high value man in abundance at that local bar or that Applebee's you go to. You understand me? You have to go where those type of men congregate. And then if you truly are the high value woman that you say you are and know how to display your value, then please believe you will get caught.
What if you don't like the woman that like you? She ain't your type. Nothing's wrong with her. You just pick.
How could I not like a woman who's all about me? Ain't nothing wrong with her. She like me. She's doing all the right things in life. She can add value to my life. She can make my life better, but she's not my type. You sound like a broad, man. It sounds like self-sabotaging behavior. Sounds like you don't like yourself, man. How could you not like a woman who likes you? Not only that, how could you not like a woman where there's nothing wrong with her? You know what I'm saying? So elevate your mind. You men are so elementary, like adolescents, like teenagers. You're so worried about what it looks like. Come on. When in life has that really mattered? It's about what it is. I've said it before. It could be a building with the best veneer, looking the best, but it could be gutted inside and be worthless. You know, it could be the best car, candy painted on the outside, 4 Giotto rims, and the head gasket could be blown and the transmission could be out. It's worthless. You understand that when we're talking about physical things, but you can't understand that when it comes to a woman. A woman is only as good as she is good to me. You know, as good as she is to me is as much as I like her. So it's really just a mental thing. You just need to point out all of the good qualities about her. If she's a good woman, if she likes you a lot, if she's doing all the right things, if you know being with her is going to make your life better in a lot of ways, then you need to understand that consciously, understand you're a fucking retard, and say, I'm going to train myself to like this woman. The same way you train yourself to like this beautiful woman and omit all of her bad qualities, you need to train yourself to like this woman and omit, which means to just not see all of her bad qualities and only focus on her good qualities. Or nigga, be miserable, man. You know, I don't care. But I mean, just say what you said out loud again, man. It sounds stupid to me. Ain't nothing wrong with the broad. She like me. She this, she that, but she not my type. Well, you just sound.
What if you met a girl and you find out in the past she had sex with 2 dudes at the same time? Do you hold that against her?
I mean, you should just assume that from every woman that you meet, right?
What? 2 dudes at the same time? It's crazy.
I'm just saying you should assume that about every woman that you meet. Because if that's going to be a deal breaker, that doesn't even matter. So let's just say if you're going to deal with a woman who had a train ran on her, right? You're going to be like, well, because of her past, she needs to be this, she needs to be that, she needs to be this type of woman now, she has this type of value. The only way you would accept a woman who has that type of past is if she really bringing value now. So that's what I'm saying, right? It doesn't matter what she did as long as every day she's bringing me value now in a high level. So if you just put it in your mind that every woman that you've ever been with, she's had this crazy past, it's going to make you require more from her now. So therefore, you're not going to feel bad about it. And most dudes don't do that now. You need to require so much from her that it doesn't even matter what her past was, because she's bringing so much value to you daily. It's like, man, shit, I could let that shit ride.
Can you elaborate on what you mean on the no back steps in your blueprint?
No back steps, no self-sabotaging behavior, a back step, smoking weed, a back step, going to the club every weekend, drinking, a back step, not going to the gym, a back step, spending an hour on a phone call with your friend who you know y'all not talking about nothing. So we pay attention to all the work we put in, but we don't pay attention to the back steps we take. That's why we don't get far in life. You're doing all this work, then every day you're taking a back step. You're drinking, you're smoking, wasting time. You're talking to that no good friend on the phone. You're doing this. You're doing things that's taking your life backwards. So when it's no back steps, it's what would your life look like if you never took a back step? If you didn't smoke weed, if you didn't drink alcohol, if you didn't go out to the club every weekend, right? If you didn't skip that workout, if you didn't eat that honey bun, if you didn't do all the things you know you shouldn't do, what would your life look like? The reason people progress very slowly is because they're regressing every single day. But if you've ever seen somebody up close who doesn't take any back steps, it's very easy to get ahead very fast. If you just did everything you were supposed to do today, everything you're supposed to do tomorrow, everything you're supposed to do the next day, and nothing you're not supposed to do, you know how fast you would elevate? That's what no back step means. It's like, how fast can I get ahead without taking those back steps? We do things every day. What would your body look like if you stop skipping the gym? What would your body look like if you stop eating the things you know you shouldn't eat? What would your progress in life look like if you stop wasting hours a day smoking weed? What would your pockets look like if you stopped smoking weed? What would your pockets look like if you stopped drinking alcohol? What would your pockets look like if you stopped going out every weekend? What would your progress look like if you time block that time at night that you would be going out? What would your clarity be like in the morning that would get you more done? So it's just about not doing the things you know you shouldn't do, how quickly your life could get ahead. And most people, you're doing a lot of work, but you're undoing all of the work that you're doing. You're taking 4 steps forward, 2 steps back, and you're going forward very slow. That's what that means.
The best ways to campaign and network and put yourself around some high rollers.
I said it before. You got to pay for it. You know, you got to pay for it, or you just got to come around and just be so valuable. If you done built yourself up to a point, then maybe you get around these people and they see the value in you. But if you haven't and you don't want to guess, man, you put your money down. Because if people are so much higher on a level than you, like, there's nothing you can do. Like, even if you can, oh, well, I do content creation, or I can do this for you free, I can do that for you free. Most high level people have the money to get somebody professional to do it, who's on a higher level than you to do it. So if you really want to get, I'm not saying that don't work, but if you really want to get in front of somebody and really just make it obvious for them to fuck with you, man, put your money down, get in their mastermind, buy their products, build a relationship like that, man. Anything else, you're trying to get something for nothing. I mean, if you're on a lower level, there's nothing you can do for them. Even the money you're giving them is really probably not even enough money. So, you know, but that's the least you can do. At least they're going to respect it. And you got to get outside. Like, if you in a house all day, you got to be where these people are. Congregate where these people congregate. You know, no matter where you go, you're going to meet a woman. No matter where you go, you're going to meet friends. So you might as well, like I just said, you want to find better fish, go to better waters. Go to the places that these people are in abundance and maybe just hang out. You know, I tried to get a membership at a country club. It was $150,000 a year. But guess what? It's I had to get put on a waiting list. But most people would be like, what are you doing? You don't understand what it's like when you're around high level people. Do you know, like, friends of mine get the game that I charge $60,000 to $100,000 for free because they're my friend. You get what I'm saying? I've been put in situations where I've made $50,000 in a month because a friend of mine introduced me to a friend of his who had a business opportunity that wasn't even right for me, but because I was in his circle, he extended it to me. You have no idea the positions you can get put in when you have high level people around you. So whatever it takes to get around high level people, you should do it.
A guy said, "How do you discipline a woman physically?"
Oh,
he said,
you're
"I
tripping.
need this answer."
Yeah, you're tripping. You don't discipline a woman physically. You're gonna go to prison is what you're gonna do. And if I gotta beat her, I don't need her. If a woman even raised my temperature to that level, I'm already out of line because I should have been fired her and got away from her long before it got to the point that she's even doing something on that level. That's why I was telling the other day, my uncle used to tell me, hey man, when you first meet a woman, tell her to cook you something. If she even suck her teeth, you got to tell that woman to leave immediately. Why? Because little shit turn into big shit. Everybody's on their best behavior when they first meet you. So what does that mean? I got to extrapolate what she did when she first met me times 100 because I know in time it's going to become that when she gets more comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you're dealing with a woman who's even getting your temperature raised like that, man, you dealing with the wrong woman. Just get another one or be with none, man, because you're going to go to prison. You know, there's nothing that you can, man, you could beat a woman till you know, it's just like, man, what are you going to get out of that? All she gets is sympathy from everybody. And now she got leverage on you because she could go to the police. She can go to her brother. She can go to her dad. She could, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not even dealing with a woman who even talked to me kind of wrong. Not even crazy. She can't even talk to me kind of wrong. If she don't say bless you when I sneeze, you know, I'm going to start looking at her crazy like, I don't know if this shit going to work, you know, because I know where it leads. It's not that that's a big deal, but I understand everything's a big deal because everything turns into something bigger later. So, I mean, I hope you trolling, man. If anybody in here put their hands on a woman, nigga, you's a goofy. You is a goofy and you finna end up in prison, man. I done been to jail. Half the time every time I've been to jail, almost every time in there, I'm talking to somebody who's in there. Cause like, and you know how goofy you look when you sitting in jail or prison cause you put your hands on a woman? Like, that's the worst reason to be in jail. You know what I'm saying? For domestic violence, man. It just show you have no emotional control. So you just like the broad, the bitch was able to push your buttons like that to trick you out your spot. Come on, man. You don't deserve respect. I see why she was talking to you crazy because you have so little emotional regularity that she was able to push your buttons that you ended up in jail because you put your hands on her. Come on, man. Don't do it.
And how can I get a chance to network with you?
Man, I got programs. I got mentorships. So, you know, put your money down.
Does marriage make a man better?
No. Marriage is just a certificate on a piece of paper. How the fuck can a piece of paper make you better? You know what I'm saying?
So men should start charging women for sex.
I never said that. Who said that?
Some guy asked the question.
I never said that.
Okay. How do you mold her and accept her for who she is?
Those are two different questions. How do you mold her?
And accept her for who she is.
Oh, well, those are two different questions. So I'll go for how do you mold her? Well, it's indoctrination. I say it all the time, and I'm going to go deep. This is some real game I'm about to give y'all. Everything matters. The type of music you listen to around her, right? Music is one of the biggest and most influential brainwashing tools on the planet, and y'all just use it like it's irrelevant. I'm only listening to things around my woman that I want her to be influenced by. If you believe in mantras, if you believe in affirmations, if you believe in the subconscious, those songs, those hooks, those choruses are getting played and replayed in somebody's mind over and over and over. So I want it to be things that I want her to encourage to be like. I'm not listening to no gangster shit or this, that, and the third. No, I'm listening to music that I want her to more be like. Some Anita Baker, I apologize. You know, some shit. I want to give you the world. You know, I love to play a song around a woman. You know, Brandy, I want to be down. She's just talking about how much she want to be down for her man. You know, it's another song where she say, you know, I want to give him things he didn't even know he wanted. I'm playing the type of music to influence her to be the way that I want her to be. That's one way. We're watching the movies. She's not, and then we're not watching things that influence her to be a different way. We're not listening to say, I wish my bra would put on some motherfucking sexy red, some motherfucking fucking nigga get some money, all that type of shit. You know, we're not going for that. You know, she can't be influenced by that. The type of movies we're watching, the type of things we're watching, that's called indoctrination, right? She has to conform to how I want her to see the world. And you do that by regulating everything that she's looking at. That's why it's very important. What type of friends does she have? Yeah, they have some of the 5 people you hang around most. If she's hanging around sluts, prostitutes, I ain't saying prostitutes, but like sluts, which is fucking for free, you know, going to the club, getting drunk, getting a whiskey poured down their mouth. You know, if she's dealing with women like this, that's going to influence her. So you have to cut those type of influences if you really want to control how your woman see the world. If you want to mold her, you got to give her books. Man, there's not a woman that I'm with that I'm not giving her a book. Think and Grow Rich. Wherever I see she's deficient, I'm going to bring her a book to help elevate herself. I'm going to have her in the gym doing the things that I know that I want. I'm going to build her in the image and likeness of the best woman that I want to have. Because if you leave it up to society, if you leave it up to her, she's going to be whatever her influences are. So I'm going to curate those influences so she can be how I want her to be and see the world how I want her to see it, because she's my partner. And if she's my partner, we have to be on the same page.
Is selfishness a permanent character flaw or something that can be fixed with a perception shift?
I don't think being selfish is a flaw. I feel like society has put that trick on the world because they don't want you to be self-interested, right? It's not good for me if this person is selfish, which means they think about themselves first. So it's reverse psychology. I want to trick you out of wanting to think of yourself first so you can think about me first. You know, the same way they trick you out of wanting to have money by saying, only the meek shall inherit the earth. You know, to me, that's rich people trying to make sure poor people don't try to be rich, less competition. So I just feel like everybody should be selfish. Everybody should be self-interested. Everybody's innately self-interested anyway. So you're kind of going against biology to put other people before yourself, unless it's like your kids or something. So I don't even believe in that. You should be selfish. More people should be selfish. You should put yourself first. The reason you're losing right now is because you're putting everybody before you. Right? You putting your friend before you. You putting that person you don't know before you. Guess what? When you're selfish, you don't care what people think about you because you love yourself so much. I'm so selfish. I could give a fuck what you think. I care what I think. But if you're not selfish, you care what a bunch of strangers think about what you're doing, how you're doing it, this, that, and the third. So I would say you should be more selfish. The only people who don't want you to be selfish is people around you, because it doesn't benefit them when you think about yourself first.
The other one, first step to putting a woman on your program.
Oh, I can't tell you that. What is your program? What is your program could be completely different than my program. So I don't know how to answer that. You know what? Well, I can't say this because you probably already missed the first step. Putting her on my program. Well, before she can even get on my program, she has to meet some requirements. So before she can even see what my program's about, she has to meet some requirements to be invested. Because what she's not going to do is get over here and see what my program's about and then just bow out gracefully. And if she do bow out, it's because it's some requirements and investment that she's going to lose out on. And I'm not saying necessarily money, but you just can't let anyone fuck with you. To even fuck with me, to get a glimpse behind this motherfucking curtain, you got to have some requirements and come with something. Otherwise, you're not even invested enough, so it's going to be easy to walk away. Now, all you got is all the information that you saw behind this curtain, even though it's layers of curtains, you know what I'm saying? Like, for her even, because a lot of times, that's why she don't value what you got, because you didn't make no requirements to get behind that curtain. A free show, you don't care about a free show. But I guarantee you that same show you saw, if you had to pay $2,000 for it, you're going to go back and tell everybody it was a great show. Why? Because you were more invested in it. So that's what I say. Before you even put her on your program, did you even make sure it was requirements before you got on the program? Hey, baby, you can't just get on my program. It's not a given. And it's not even valuable. She don't even want to get on your program if it's free to get on. Don't nobody want nothing free. If it's free, it ain't valuable. That's why I got to charge. Most people who I give products to for free don't read it, don't do it. It's a disservice. You got to pay just for entry, because then I know you're taking it serious.
What would you do if a woman cheat, but she is bringing value?
How much value she bringing?
He didn't say.
That depends how much value she bringing, man. I mean, look, value is different to everybody. Woman cheating, she bringing $1 million a month. I mean, shit, bitch, do what you want. You know what I'm saying? But like, the fact that you even asking that question means she's not bringing no value. So, I mean, I don't even understand the question. She's doing something you don't like. Why would you not just stop dealing with her, man? There's 3 billion women in this world, man. There's something wrong with y'all. Like, I'm too valuable for a woman to be able to do whatever she wants like that. I mean, and there ain't nothing wrong with it. She can do whatever she want to do, man. But, it's just, it ain't fucking with you no more. It's really that simple. Like, it ain't even that deep to me. A woman cheat on me, she do what she ain't supposed to do, I ain't fucking with her. It's that simple. Y'all be asking questions that don't even make sense to me. Next question.
All right. Someone said, how do we negate negative feelings?
Really have to go deep on that, but look up conscious auto-suggestion, right? Because, I mean, if you're having negative feelings on a regular basis, it's a pattern, right? It's like you fold a piece of paper in half enough times, even when you flatten it out, that's a groove. So you have negative thoughts and negative feelings. It's a habit. It's your brain, your neurotransmitters have wired that way, which makes it easier for you to have negative feelings and negative thoughts more. So you have to rewire yourself by conscious auto-suggestion. Things before they're subconscious are conscious. So you have to understand you have this issue and consciously do things on the opposite end, being positive, consciously knowing what you're going to do when you catch yourself in those negative states, and then rewire your brain so you can consciously create a groove in the positive thoughts, in a positive, energy, to combat that. And then over time, that will be the dominating thing. So identifying it, then conscious auto-suggestion, gratitude, whatever you have to do, to put yourself in that mode.
How do you elevate yourself as a man for your own and not for the sake of a woman? I'm trying to do this for me.
I can tell you what to do, but that don't change your mindset of why you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you the things that you need to do, but you just said you already know that you need to do them. Everything I'm doing is for myself. Broad ain't never been that important to me. Why? Because nobody's that more important to me. There's nobody on this earth more important than me besides my son. You understand me? And even just being important makes me have to build myself up more because I want to be the dominant influence in his life. So, I mean, sometimes you can find things bigger than yourself. If you got kids, man, that's a great way. Shame on your motherfucking ass if you doing all these things for the bitch, man, and you got kids. Use a sorry excuse for a motherfucking parent. But if you don't have kids, man, I mean, still, you a sorry excuse for a man, man. How is anybody outside yourself more important than you, man? Get some self-love in yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. And I can't transmit how I feel to you. So all I can do is say it, and maybe I say it enough times, you'll just be like, you right, that makes sense. Next question.
All right, someone said, what is your remedy to getting your mind and body right?
Getting your mind and body right, man. You got to do the things to get your mind and body right. You got to wake up. You got to go to the gym. You got to feed your brain. You got to cut out, number one, you got to cut out all the things that take away from that. So drinking, smoking, eating bad, those things take away from those things. So then once you take away the things that are taken away from it, then you start to build the habits that do. Working out, going to the gym, eating properly, getting on the right program, getting your macros dialed, things of that nature, man. It ain't so much what to do. Everybody know what to do. It's why you not doing it.
How do I flip the script on my chick? She wants to be the man and the woman in our relationship.
You can't. I had a mentor tell me one time, I had this broad, man, she was cool, she liked me, but she just had issues. It was just so hard to, make the shit work. It would go cool for a couple of days, and it was like, now back to the same problem. Now I got to motivate you. Now I got to get on top of you. I was like, man, can I make this shit work? And he looked at me and he said, listen, you could make it work, but why would you want to? You could make it work, but that's going to be the only thing you could ever do, and you probably ain't going to have enough energy to do nothing else in life, right? Why you holding on to that broad like it ain't 3 billion of them out here? Why would you try to force a woman to do something she clearly doesn't want to do? You're working backwards, my friend. You get old enough, you get as old as me, which is 33, and you evaluate most of the people you've met in your life, you'll realize most people do not change. They just get progressively worse in whatever direction they're in. Seldom have I ever seen people change. And it's like an anomaly when they do. So, I mean, just understand she's never going to change. And all you're going to do is waste another year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Then the shit is going to end. And you're going to say, damn, I smoked my best years trying to change this bitch, and I can never get those best years back. So I would encourage you to just leave her now and go find somebody else. Don't even worry about somebody else. Find yourself, get yourself right, get your mind right, get who you are right, and then attract somebody. See, most people's problem is the person you're with, you attracted when you were young. You were young, so you were at a low level in life. You attracted somebody low level because you were low level. And then you elevated a little bit in life, but caught somebody on that level. I tell people all the time, man, stop even looking for a woman right now. Why would you want to attract somebody on this low ass level that you're at if you're still climbing? Wait till you get a certain level, and I guarantee you the quality is going to be different and the respect is going to be different because you're going to be a different individual. A lot of people really omit and overlook all the flaws that they have and wonder why they get the treatment that they get. Man, if the woman ain't really, really respecting you, I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time, man, you don't have leadership qualities. You're not head and shoulders above her to where she can respect you, where it's an obvious choice, like I should respect this man. It's like a pilot in a plane, right? If you're in a plane, everybody in the plane, if they're looking, hey, we're stranded on a desert island. It's a pilot over there. Who are we going to follow and listen to? We're going to listen to the pilot. Why? Because it's obvious. It's not obvious for her to lead you. I mean, it's not obvious for her that you should lead. You just don't see it. You think just because you're a quote unquote male that you should lead. It doesn't work like that. You have to be head and shoulders above her and have proven in front of her that she could put her life in your hands. Otherwise, why would she do it? You know what I'm saying? So it's not just a given. And most of you are not that. I get in front of that same broad, I guarantee you, man, she gonna be like, yeah, whatever he talking about, I'm with. Because clearly he know what the fuck he doing. Or she's just too motherfucking stupid. And why you fucking with a dumb broad? If she can't recognize what she looking at, she in a plane and a pilot telling her what to do, and she don't want, why you telling me what to do, right? You know what I'm saying? So then she's just a dumb broad, and if she's a dumb broad, what that make you for fucking with her?
What if she didn't respond to a message?
Next one. She don't like you. Next one.
What can I put a broad down with legally other than a job once I get her under some instruction?
Oh, nigga, you want $1 million worth of game for free? Stop it. Knock it off, man. You want that? Get on, book a call, book a one-on-one, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. Someone said, a woman that puts every man through a waiting period, is that a high-value woman?
That doesn't even make sense. Like, how could you judge a woman just because she put you through a waiting period? Man, listen, some women will put you through a waiting period while she fucking on a whole bunch of other dudes, but she sees so much value. Listen, I'm going to give you some game right now. There's women out here that this is their game, and this is very common. It's a dude that she likes, that she sees marriage potential in, and she's going to make him wait 30, 60, 90 days to have sex while she's fucking and sucking a whole bunch of other dudes that she just wants to have fun with. So is that a high value woman, or is she just playing you? So that's why you don't judge the broad off of that, because you could never know. You judge the broad's value off of the value she brings to the table, the things she's doing in life, what her mindset is, what her character's like, what her family's like, what her core values are, the way you see her behave in certain situations. I mean, if you falling for the okie doke, nigga, you have no game, because that's the, as long as she make me wait, that's a high value woman.
I got a woman who likes me more than I like her, treats me right, all the above, but she's married. Should that bother me, or should I just focus on how good she is to me?
Oh, man, that should bother you, because it shows her character. It means she's not a loyal individual, man. You don't think that she once liked that man the way she liked you? You know what I'm saying? And you might put yourself in a situation, man, because nigga will kill you over they broad, and they'll definitely kill you over they motherfucking wife, and you don't know. She probably dealing with you for validation reasons. Probably ain't planning on leaving that man, but guess what? If anything ever happened, man, she could, I'd have had women that I ain't even dealt with tell they man that they was dealing with me just so they would be jealous. So, you playing a dangerous game. You probably a pawn in some shit she got going on to make her husband jealous. And, we see how that shit done ended on the news before. But do what you want to do.
How do you capitalize on the game with broads from prison?
I mean, I know it's really not that hard, because when you're in prison, if you're in prison, you're gonna take away that filter that you have, right? Where you looking for, the best woman, which means you're gonna look for whatever's accepting you. And then it's gonna be really easy to find a woman to do something. I know plenty of people, shit. My brother locked up right now, man. He had tons of broads, handling business, doing this, shaking and moving. Because why? Because you're no longer looking for the most beautiful woman, you're looking for who's looking for you. And you're willing to put your work and your time in, which before you on the outside you don't do. So it's possible. Past possible. I know plenty of people doing that, man. Dudes be marrying women. It's a dude who married a woman in prison, and she ended up getting her helicopter license to try to break him out. So, it can be done. I mean, I'd be focusing on some books, though, so don't have me having you do all that, though.
Someone said, what is the best game you got from Dre?
I mean, it's like the best game. There is no best game. Everything has been valuable depending on the situation for that timing.
Someone said, what's considered talking back?
You have to ask, you're too far gone.
This chat box don't have new questions. Okay, someone said, how much money do you invest in a woman? No, how much do you invest in getting to know a woman?
It depends on the woman. How much do I feel like she's worth? How much time do I have at the moment? If I have nothing but free time, I might invest more time. If I got a whole lot of money, I might invest more money. If I feel like she's super valuable and can bring great value to my life and I see potential in her, maybe I'm a lot more. If it's a situation where I'm hustling in life, I'm grinding in life, I already got a lot of good options, I don't got too much time, then I might invest less. I might invest nothing. I might accept nothing but the best coming my way. So every situation is different. Nothing in this world is black and white. And as soon as you start living in a world of black and white, that's why you're a square, because you live inside of a fucking box. The world is not that simple. And in the moment that you try, like most people, simplify the world into black and white terms, you're always going to lose. And people who always win in business and everything is those who can think outside the box. Nothing I say is rules. I don't put rules on myself. I have guidelines and frameworks. It's a big difference. Next question.
All right. A woman said, any advice for a woman to elevate as a woman with your man?
I mean, I tell you the same thing I tell a man. It ain't about the man. It's about you. Elevate yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, he might not be here, but you will. So guess what? You want to be the highest quality you could be, so you could always attract the best. And guess what? If he is there, then he'll appreciate you a lot more by you elevating yourself. So always focus on yourself first. The better you are, the better you'll be for him. The better you are, the better you could attract the next man.
Someone said, would you date a woman with 3 kids?
How much value she bringing to the table, man? How many kids do Oprah got? If she had 10, I'd still fuck with her. You know? But more than likely, I mean, I can't say yes or no. Depends on you, depends on her, depends on how the kids is, depends on how the whole situation is, man. Like I said, I don't put rules on myself. As soon as you put rules on yourself, you automatically don't even look in the direction of something that could change your life. Because you never know. Everybody's different. Every situation is different.
Someone said she will not stop lying all of a sudden.
Okay, well, you know what you got on your hands. You got a liar. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to get mad every time she lies? Well, now that's insanity. You get mad at the sun rising every morning. That's your fault. So either accept you have a liar and be like, you know what, I'm going to just deal with it, or leave her. But don't get mad every time she do something that she's proven and shown you that she is. That's insanity. People get with people and be mad at the things that they do all the time. So you just got to make a decision. I can't deal with this and I'm going to leave, or this is what it is. Maybe it'll change. Probably won't. Can I accept it and keep dealing with her? Them your only options, man. Don't make it that deep.
Will you take a woman on an interview and pay for a 5-star dinner before getting paid? An interview?
I mean, oh, you can do whatever you want to do. Listen, I had an uncle so cold. See, because when you really have game, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Matter of fact, when you really have, listen, I had an uncle. He would go to the strip club, throw ones on a broad, buy her a drink, go in the back room and spend some money. Because he was that cold of a motherfucking player. While she thinking she got a trick, man, 2 months later, I see her in the house cooking food, going to work, coming back. Because he had game. Now, at the time, I couldn't do that because I didn't have the game to be able to do it like that. But when you really have some game, it don't matter what the fuck you do. The broad can't outmaneuver you. Everything you do, you playing. You know, but you probably don't have a game like that. So, I mean, be really careful what you do because you're setting the stage. But when you really have some high level game, it don't matter what the fuck you do. The broad's fastest move is too damn slow for you. And it's really, she's always at a disadvantage. It's almost unfair. It's almost unfair for the broad dealing with you because you always going to get what you want if she lets you in. And high level players, man, all they need to do is get the broad's defenses down enough to get in her ear, and it's a wrap. Do you have game like that? If you do, then it really don't matter what you do. Whatever you got to do to get the broad, man, get the broad because you know you're going to get her. But if you ain't got game like that, then don't try it because you're just going to waste your money.
Okay, someone said, Goldie, how do you get her to give you the world?
Well, first you got to ask for it. Most of y'all ain't even asking for it. There's a lot of women out there that would give you the world, but you never even asked her for it, right? So state your requirements. Don't make the broad guess. So I'm going to ask for it first. Now, number 2 is, well, you got to find a woman who want to give it to you already. She got to like you enough to where she either going to do whatever you want or she already wanted to give it to you. There's some women out there, off the dribble, they already know how to act like that. They already want to give. They already want to go above and beyond for whatever reason, whether it's how they was raised or the last dude they was with, right? So either she's one of those or she likes you enough to where when you ask her, she going to give it to you. But you got to ask, and I can guarantee you've never asked a broad to give you the world. You've never asked a broad to pay for a meal. You've never asked her, and if you did, you said it in such a scary way, right? And that's most dudes' problems. Like, they're so scared to ask for something, and that's why they never get it.
All right, a woman said, do you mentor women?
I mentor human beings because this is not a game about man and woman. This is a game about psychology and value. Game transcends. Women actually use this game better, but I give it to the men because the men use it for defense. A woman is going to use it on offense and take advantage. But if a woman wanted to get some coaching, I've coached many women. I mean, the fact that women even ask that question, to me, you must not appreciate this game, because everything that I speak, if you just flipped it from a woman's perspective, you can see that it could work just as easily, if not easier, because men are way easier to manipulate.
Someone said, what about the age of a bride? 22, 32, 42?
As long as she's legal, you got to just go based on, is she accepting what you're talking about? Now, of course, most of the time it's frameworks where over a certain age, you know, statistically speaking, a lot of things are so locked in, it's going to be hard for her to change. Under a certain age, like 21, you know, she probably hasn't experienced enough life to be able to appreciate your game and take you serious, because she's going to be too worried about other things. And over a certain age, like 27, you won't have to be worried about this broad trying to steal a baby from you, because her time clock is ticking. So it's a lot of different factors, but at the end of the day, every situation is an individual, and it might be an anomaly. That's why I say it's no rules. It's guidelines and frameworks. You got to pay attention. See, lazy thinking. That's why you want rules, because you are a lazy thinker. You want to just be able to classify everything. That's why, like, people who are racist, it's lazy thinking to say that everybody with a certain skin color acts a certain way. That's lazy thinking. I don't even feel like you could be a real intellectual and be racist. Why? Because you're intellectual enough to know that doesn't even make sense. So you're asking me about these rules, like every woman is the same. Every age group of a woman is the same. That's lazy thinking. Every person is unique and an individual. So you might be missing out on the best thing that you ever had and could have had, because you're classifying her before you even investigated who she was. I'm giving y'all some heavy game. Y'all should appreciate it. Y'all ain't never heard no shit like this. Y'all can scour the internet for the rest of your life. You're never going to hear information like this. Why? Because it's the game God sitting in front of you. That's why.
And I agree with what you said. But someone said, had a single mom call me begging for my attention, and the one time I give it to her, she had me drive to her and stood me up. Just annoying, like I could have been doing something productive.
It's going to happen. Hey man, every situation that you go into, you expecting it to work, ain't gonna work. Don't mean you stop putting your work in. You know, if I stopped putting my work in every time abroad, you know, ran off, if every time I was with, you know, if every time something didn't go my way, I started not wanting to do it again, man, you're losing life. It's so many, most of the time it's not gonna work. I go into it thinking, this broad ain't gonna be on shit. This broad gonna be here today and gone tomorrow. She ain't gonna last 2 weeks. That's how I think. So anything past that, okay, shit. She surprised me, right? You know what I'm saying? So every date you go on, you should just assume, like, she probably ain't gonna be the one, you know, but I gotta do my job. I gotta investigate. So if she's not, you don't be like, I don't wasted my money, wasted my time. Well, that's what you gotta do, man. If you digging for gold, every time you scoop up some dirt and shake it, you think you finna find some gold. If you think that, you're not gonna last long. The man who understands that it's 1 out of 100, the man who understands every time he digs for gold. I said they was talking about never give a single woman your time. That's because you niggas have no game. You niggas have no game. Like, even when I was back in my old lifestyle, they used to say, don't fuck with single mothers. My elders told me, you know how you gonna have a hook in that woman? Because she got kids. Why? And most dudes ain't fucking with kids. So therefore, you already more valuable in her eyes. Too, and if you get in good with the kids, guess what? That's another hook. So therefore, she's gonna think you're so valuable, because she's never gonna be able to replace you, right? You understand what I'm saying? So you just have no game. The same thing. You could see a woman, and to you and everybody else, she has no value in me. I'ma ride through. I'ma come through in a motherfucking Bentley that the broad put me in, because I have a game. You know, I have a game. You guys don't have a game. So, you know, what you see is what you get. What I see, I can see. I have vision. I can see what you can't see. That's what game does. Most of the women I had back in the day had kids. They wasn't mine. Got me the most money. I'm not even gonna say how much money. You wouldn't even believe it. The most money I've ever got, not just money, but life change. A woman who has changed my life had a child. And if I would have said, I ain't fucking with her I would have missed out on one of the women who changed my life. I mean, I changed her life by giving her the game, but she just took it and ran with it. So, all right, you niggas be like, you ain't fucking with bitches with kids. All right. Especially a woman with kids too. she got something to lose. She gonna be more serious about you, right? A woman with no kids, you know how people just with no kids, period, they're a lot more reckless. They're not as responsible because they haven't been forced to be. So get you a young broad who ain't got no kids, you know, it's a gift and a curse. Woman is thinking twice before she just run off on a man. See, a woman with no kids, no responsibilities, I run off on this nigga. I leave this nigga today, come back tomorrow. That's how I'm feeling. Woman with kids, I got responsibilities. I got things that are stable. I got things that's going on. She's going to put up with a little bit more. And I'm not saying you doing worse things to her, but she's not going to move off of emotion or just what she think. She's going to take a real consideration before she busts a move on you. You know what I'm saying? These niggas ain't even going to listen. They listen to these red pill podcasts too much. Never move in with a woman. Never be with a woman, a single mother. You know, let them keep listening to that shit. More for us, man. Come through that same bitch with 3 kids, man. I'm gonna come through in that Bentley she put me in, man, and the 3 kids in the back. Yep. Hey, man, nah, I can't, man. I'm taking the kids to the park right now. We going to Sunsplash, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it, man. Shit, I had a mentor one time, you know, because I was on that same stupid shit. And he told me, nigga, what? He looked at the bitch. He said, nigga, is you dumb? Boy, who told you? No, he said, nigga, you listen to too much of them pimp songs, nigga. Fuck you mean you don't babysit? Hey, well, give me the bitch, man, and I guarantee you tonight I'll be babysitting that little motherfucker while she get out to work. Game guy mentality course, $50 a month game group calls where I talk this type of shit, but I go deep. $50 a month, weekly game calls. Get my ebook, get all my products. I do the one-on-one mentorship. I do the high-level mentorship. If you see me with all the celebrities and stuff like that, if you want to come fuck with me on that level and get to deal with all the high-level individuals that I know making millions of dollars in different industries and really just being a part of my circle, that's another high level. That's probably for maybe 0.1% of you have the money for that. But I got the, you know, the regular mentorship, the monthly mentorship, and different things. So, you know, tap in with me. Advice on transition from the streets. Make the transition sooner rather than later. It ain't never going to be easy. It ain't never going to be the right time. Going through appreciation right now. Could you give any advice? Babysitting. I thought you said you don't do nothing that ain't you. Babysitting. I thought you said don't do nothing that ain't you. Yeah, don't. And if that ain't you, don't do it. You speaking for you, I'm speaking for me. Everybody different. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Some of you niggas ain't in no position to turn down a single mother. You know? You know, you think that she's like the bottom of the barrel option, nigga, and you really is, and you should be accepting that broad. But you know, most dudes are delusional in where they think they are in life. But your options and what you got in your life should show exactly. Oh, you this high motherfucking catch, man, but ain't got no woman on your type of time, man. You're probably not the catch you think you are, man, because I ain't never in my life, even when I didn't want a broad, not have a bunch of broads willing and ready to do whatever. So if you don't got what you think you should, it's because you ain't who you think you are. And most of you niggas are like that. Unlocking the code of manhood. ABP, always be playing, which means you are always prepared and thinking ahead in every situation and every conversation. You going into it knowing exactly what you want out of it so you can stay on track and get it. I learned this art a long time ago with one of my mentors. It's called the art of keeping your curtain up, which most of you dudes fail to do. You must know everything about her. She must always be guessing about you. Don't lay all your cards on the table right away. Instead, let them get a taste of what you got, then leave them wanting more. Remember that title. A challenge is intriguing. You must master the art of always keeping your curtain up. Suckers are 3 cents a dozen. They're so common, they are more than a dime a dozen. So when a woman comes in contact with a rare individual who is moving different, talking different, leading the conversation different, not putting her on a pedestal and requires her to earn him, she will be so intrigued, she'll follow that man to the end of the earth, trying to figure it out. Listen, this is very important right here. Probably one of the most important things you could ever learn. Players don't choose, they get chose. But they have to know how to get chosen. Every real player understands the art of putting himself in position to be discovered. Lastly, it's not just about catching, or in the game we call copping. You have to know the art of cop and lock. See, a lot of dudes, they say it's cop and blow. Nah, that's a rookie game. Long-term game is cop and lock. It ain't about how long she stay. It's about how long she pay. You don't just want to get the woman. You want to keep the woman. And more importantly, you want to own the woman. Willingly, of course. The art of making a woman willingly and happily submit. You have to get her mind, body, and heart. And if you get all three, you'll get her soul. See, and I'm going to talk about that real quick. A lot of you dudes have never heard the term, you got to own your woman. I had a mentor once. He said, a lot of dudes, they have a broad, but most of these dudes don't own a broad. He said, you see these broads with me? I own these broads. Every broad you get, you don't own. But that's the difference. When you own a broad, she willing to die, steal, kill, go to jail for you. She'll do anything for you. That's the woman that's going to get you rich. That's the woman, if you would marry somebody you marry, that's the woman that you've been looking for your whole life. And it's a big difference between having a woman and owning a woman. And your only objective should be owning a woman. If I can't own her, I don't want her. I tell her like this, hey, that's my face, my titties, my ass. That's mine. I own it. You belong to me. I don't belong to you. Are you okay with that? And if it's your woman and you own her, she going to say, hell yeah, dad. You're soaking game up no matter where you go. You're taking in the influences and the thoughts and the preferences of people around you. So a lot of times it's best to be by yourself because you're soaking up a whole bunch of sucker shit that you can't eradicate from your mind. That's why most dudes are suckers. They didn't even know watching how their dad was moving with their mama, watching how their stepdad was moving, watching how their brother was moving. They was soaking up a bunch of sucker shit and they thought that sucker shit was normal. And that's why don't nothing go right from them because they wasn't living right, but that's all you saw. That's why by me just living in front of y'all, I'm showing you something different, giving you another ability to soak something up. But it's completely different what I say and how I move. It's a completely different experience by you hearing what I'm saying and then coming, getting around me, seeing how I move. That's a completely different experience that you need to have and you can pay for it.
What to do if you love a girl, but she don't bring no value to your life?
I couldn't love somebody who's not bringing value to my life because that would in turn mean I don't love myself. Because there's no in between in the universe. Something's either growing or it's dying. It's either moving forward or moving backwards. So if she's not bringing value, it's not just she's not bringing value. It's she's devaluing you and taking value away. You understand? So by her not bringing value, there's no way I can love that woman because there's no way that I can love somebody who's taken away from my life because she obviously doesn't love me. And I can't love anybody who doesn't love me back. She doesn't love me because she says she loves me. She loves me by her actions. And there's no way you can love somebody and not pour into them and give them value. So if she ain't bringing nothing to your life, sorry, young man, she doesn't really love you. She just tells you, and something wrong with your brain if you can love a woman who don't love you back.
How to get in a woman's mind? They should book a call.
I was going to say, we're going to have to go so deep on that. We don't have enough time. Look.
Okay. When is it beneficial to recreate you and her interaction and purposes? How do you know if the girl down for you with all these girls wanting to run game and they want to go out all the time?
Come on, man. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. And you know it ain't that hard. You just know she ain't really dealing with you. Bitch, I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out to eat. Nah, I don't want to go to the movies. Nah, I don't want to go to the concert. Nah, I just want to chill. You down for that? All right, then. She don't fuck with you because she wants to have a good time. If I'm not the good time for my broad, then that's not my broad and she don't like me. If she's not okay with just kicking it with me at the park, going for a walk, going to the gym with me, doing the things that I like to do, then she ain't fucking with you. It ain't that hard to weed out abroad. Stop doing all the things that make it beneficial to be with you and see if she's okay and happy to be with you. Abroad of mine gonna say, hey, listen, we can go to the park. I don't care where we go. It could be a $2,000 a night hotel or a Motel 6. As long as I'm with you, that's a good time to me. If she don't feel like that, she don't fuck with you.
Someone said if you hit rock bottom tomorrow, what would be your first move to
cutting out all the vices? Cutting out all the vices, all the distractions, all the people, all of that. I'm getting up early in the morning. I'm saying my affirmations. I'm doing a meditation. I'm creating a blueprint of where it's strictly working out, reading a little bit, time blocking 4 to 5 hours of my day strictly on something I'm working on, going to sleep early. Most important thing that you can do is cut out all the vices, because you don't want to be trying to move forward while at the same time actively taking yourself backwards. You got to cut the vices. That alone will move you up, and then from there, really structure your day. Got to cut out all the bullshit. Every time I've hit rock bottom, I cut out all the bullshit, start doing all the right things. My life elevates very quickly till I got to the point where I just said, you know what, I'm just going to keep living like this.